Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 90-day reading plan, today's reading is Exodus 36 and 37, and I encourage you to read that passage. Why do you suppose that we allow people who have been trained to do certain jobs and deny others who have not been trained? If we are all redeemed in Christ and we're all priests, Revelation 1:6, why can't just anybody teach? If every believer has the mind of God in them, then shouldn't they be able to teach anybody else? Well, the answer is a resounding no. Not because someone does not have the ability to acquire information that might be taught, but rather that they must be taught how to communicate it and must be living the truth. Look at what Paul talks about in the selection of overseers and deacons in 1 Timothy and Titus. These are trained people. They're not just one taken off the streets. Now, that doesn't mean that each believer doesn't have the ability to communicate truth. He does. But what it does mean is that prior to their publicly teaching, they should be trained on how to teach, how to communicate, and assure those around them that they are skilled. Historically, in the Eastern Orthodox churches, a priest could not become a bishop unless they had completely memorized the book of Psalms. And the reasoning for this was very, very sound. Psalms is the hymn book of the church. Psalms speaks to how we should and should not live and communicate with God. Psalms teaches us humility and how to pray. And Psalm will pick your heart and cause us and cause you to desire a changed life. 1 Timothy 3:6 specifically says that an overseer must not be a new convert. To effectively minister to other believers and to effectively go to Christ, a believer must be seasoned. He or she cannot communicate truth without first experiencing that truth. It takes time to grow in Christ. Those who are impatient and do not want to take the time to grow closer to Christ must not be allowed to destroy the community of Christ.